Welcome to the Mindful Mondays podcast, weekly reflections and meditations to start your week right. With your host, author, meditator, and founder of Mind, Body and Spirit Entrepreneur, Rachel Thompson.
Good morning, meditators, and welcome back to the Mindful Mornings podcast. This is day 5 of our Mindfulness Challenge. For those of you who are just joining us, I encourage you to go back to day 1 and it will explain everything. We don't all have to start at the same time, so you can go at your own pace with this. And for today's challenge, I encourage you to walk mindfully. If you are able to schedule a mindful walk for yourself today, you want to make sure that you can walk like 10 or 15 minutes or more and try to be mindful the entire time. If you are unable to schedule this walk, you want to make sure that any time you walk today, you're walking mindfully, and I'll describe and explain what that means in a minute. But this little walk can be a walk from the car to the building, a walk from the couch to the refrigerator, or a walk to the next cubicle at your office. It doesn't matter how long or how short, just make it mindful. If you have any challenges with mobility and you're not able to walk, this could be any sort of movement that takes you from one place to another. So I don't want you to think this is only for walking, but it's any way that you're getting to a location. Be mindful during that process. And whenever you're doing this, whether you go outside or you go to the mall or the gym and you do this for an extended period of time, like 15, 20, 60 minutes, or if you're just going from the couch to the bathroom, you want to make sure that you're checking in with your body. How does it feel in your body? What do you see and hear? If you are walking, what does it feel like for your feet every time you take a step? As always, don't allow any thoughts that creep in to stay. So you don't want to judge, good or bad, anything about your experience. If your feet hurt from a long day, focus on just the sensation and do not label it as pain. If you take your dog for a walk and your dog is a little naughty and begins to pull, do not label him as a bad dog for doing so. Just observe. If you see someone wearing a nice watch, don't think, oh, that's a nice watch, and allow feelings of desire or envy to creep in. If you see someone wearing a really ugly sweater, don't think that's a really ugly sweater, why would they wear that? And have feelings of judgment creep in. The goal here is just mindful observation. You want to objectively observe. It is just a sensation on your feet as you walk. Your dog is pulling and you feel sensations in your hand as you restrain him. And it is not a nice watch or an ugly sweater. It's simply a watch and a sweater. Now, this is not going to be easy, and you are probably going to fall into old habits and old judgments and thought patterns. So whenever you fall back and you find yourself placing judgments on anything, don't dwell on it. Dwelling only comes from placing judgments on yourself, ironically. It comes from thinking about past events. And you always want to remind yourself during this mindfulness to stay in the present. That moment where you judge somebody's sweater, it's already past. And the only moment that you want to focus on is the here and now. That is it. Remember, it's any time today that you're walking or that you're going from point A to point B, you want to become mindful. So anytime you get up to go somewhere, you want to figure out a way to remind yourself this is the time to be mindful during that moment. That's all I have for you today. Remember that we do have a new meditation, and we are almost done with the first week, which is pretty incredible. I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope you are too. I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to Mindful Mondays with Rachel, a mind, body and spirit entrepreneur production. If you enjoyed today's episode, head over to www.mymbse.com for more free resources and trainings. Don't forget to subscribe, rate and give us a review. And join us next week for a brand new meditation and reflection.